Good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic time. So, today or this particular morning, I have a headache. I don't know why. So, I decided I'm just going to have a really quick conversation about a video I wanted to make for 3 months now. But I suppose better late than never. Okay, so this video is going to be titled I Hate This Book, but You Might Love It. Ready Player One. I remember making a rant review for this book and I just hated its guts. I hated everything about this particular book, but I was not really blind to its, advantages, right? Some of the reasons I hated it was because, the characters, especially the protagonist, he just felt like a Mary Sue. Basically just a Gary Stu running around doing everything because he is the best. It built also another problem was that it built a beautiful world that was ripe for like any social commentary, any form of competent social commentary, but it just ended up squandering all of that, making it pointless. Okay, also another problem was that there were just too many goddamn let me shake this mic. There were too many goddamn magical artifacts, MacGuffins, okay, Deus Ex Machina. Call them whatever you want to call them. Basically, they are the shit of the world. I hate them. I really, really abhor those things. I gave concrete examples in the story because, in the review because that was a spoiler review. So, there is something else I would like to clarify because you see, this story does not do, the things that I like. It doesn't have deep characters. It doesn't have, a complex, beautiful world, but it also is full of magical artifacts. However, I can see that you can love this story for those precise reasons because you see, one of the important things in life is to appreciate things that others appreciate, and to acknowledge that, hey, look, that person loves that particular piece of art because of this and this and this. So this book is not completely without merit. It honestly is good because you don't want to be like, Martin Scorsese, just, being a snob and only loving one thing and only ever loving that thing, right? So I do acknowledge that this story has its advantages. Now let's get into its advantages, the very, very beautiful advantages that might lead you to read this story and to really, really enjoy it and not want to cut your freaking, I don't know, like throat or just, poke your eyes. Anyhow, if you are a gamer, you will honestly love this story. It's just the perfect story for someone who is looking for a journey to sweep them away into a magical world. Okay, it's just so perfect for that particular purpose, because we have Wade, who is a hunter and he's looking for these objects. It's like quests. If you play like MMORPGs, this is technically that. And so if you're a fan of that, if you just love your protagonist to go on a quest, but you see the quest is not internal, it's not, find the truth. The quest in this particular case is literally find the magical artifact. Then yes, you are going to love this story. And hey, there are not that many stories in the market who actually do this better. So it does this particular gig very well. So what it does very well. As I said before, the world building is phenomenal. I never really took that point away from the story in any of my reviews. Okay, I made I made 2 reviews for both books. In both, I never really took away that the world building was good. Okay, I always admitted it and I'm still admitting that. It's just superb world building. And if that's your stuff, if you just love superb world building, you're gonna love this story. You're really, really going to appreciate the living heck out of this story. Another thing is the cast of characters is really lovable. Okay, in the fantasy genre and in science fiction, you can always split characters into 2 camps. This is really reductionist, but for this particular video, it does serve a purpose. Okay, there are protagonists and characters that are lovable. Okay, you just can't hate them. And then, like for instance, the Fellowship, it's really difficult to hate those guys. They are the heroes, they are fighting to save the world. And then there are other characters. Okay, currently I'm watching the I believe the third season of Peaky Blinders. Well, the Peaky Blinders would be a perfect example of messed up, really messed up. I'm rewatching the third season, but yeah, it's an example of really messed up characters. These are people that are psychologically messed up, they are internally messed up, and they are technically just freaking criminals. Okay, and you can find in Lies of Locke Lamora, one of my favorite fantasy books. Soon enough, I'll be picking up the second book. You can look forward to a review of that. You see, it has lovable characters. At least the main three characters are really lovable. For me, this is a a negative thing, because the story takes place in a beautifully complex world that would be ripe to create morally ambiguous characters. Again, one of the main reasons I hate this book is how it fails the beautiful world it creates. I almost think it's a crime to create a world that is so beautiful and so ready for just beautiful storytelling, but then you just put Wade in there, like some guy who's looking for an egg. Yeah, congratulations, you did something, I suppose. But hey, it has lovable characters. So if you want to go on a journey in a beautifully detailed world with lovable characters, it's like basically just another Harry Potter. You can love it for that reason. And I love it for that reason, but I also hate it for that reason, which is a very weird thing to be saying. Okay, generally speaking, I don't like this story, just to clarify, because I don't want to confuse you. Okay, another thing is, to conclude this whole shtick, basically, this story is mostly trying to be a fun read. No more. Literally, just putting it out there. It's trying to be a fun read. There's nothing more to it. Even though it has a beautifully complex world, and it winks, and it has, monologues about capitalism and all of these things and consumerism, it really does not reflect this in its characters in any way that is significant. Okay, it does reflect this in its world. We have greedy corporations, we have capitalism running rampant, and consumerism running rampant, and we can see that the people are willing to just sort of ignore the world's problems as long as you just give them some headgear that they can use to escape all of their problems into a beautiful world, right? Yeah, we can see all of that. It's just that it's not reflected in the characters. Okay, it's just the world building. That's why the world building is phenomenal, but the characters are miserably awful. Basically, they are the opposite reasons, or sorry, they are basically the exact reasons I have hated them. So you will love them for the reasons I hated them for. And I am perfectly willing to admit that, because the world is not just me, and the world is not just you. There are other people, and there are other things that they love. And hey, those things can be done well. For what this book is, it really does well. Okay? It just, whatever it is not really for me. So, okay, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.